Astrological sciences can be used in the weather pattern to bring political stability, to bring economic growth, to bring what you call it as the disaster from the weather patterns. All these things can be brought about by using the remedial aspects of astrology. Remember, prediction is only one aspect of astrology. It has a multi-dimensional application across as a person. First, there was a tsunami in the year of 2004. Lot of people died, but tsunami did not affect Vietnam, Cambodia and other few places because the astrologers there saw a warning of the weather. They did the ritual for the sea gods and it got contained together. So the rituals can be used with the alignment of time to control the weather pattern across. For example, the Tiruvannamalai Deepam is lighted across because it is the heat spot of Tamil Nadu, and in that heat spot, the lamp is lighted across to stop the monsoon fury across. So like that, the rituals are done across as an important astrological points to enhance the weather pattern. For example, the new year is celebrated when the sun transit into the month of Mesh across. Now the Agni Nakshatram is celebrated when the sun transits the Kritika. Now both these particular time is used by a lot of people to do rituals across, because one of the important principle is, but what you do at the beginning of the year will have a maximum impact with the entire year across. So the Gudi Padwa, the particular New Year, Telugu Samvatsara, Yugadi, Tamil New Year is celebrated with a particular time across because it enhances the economic prosperity of the people. It is not celebrated based on the January 1st. It is not celebrated based on the movement of the day, week and month. It is based on the Tithi, Vara, Nakshatra. It is being celebrated across, and generally when it is celebrated for economic prosperity and economic growth across. So the first application is the weather pattern. The second application is the New Year celebration. Instead of drinking, smoking and having sex or throwing your body wild across, now this New Year is done with a lot of reverence for the spiritual life. It is done with a lot of reverence for alignment of the prosperity cycle across. So that is used across the mass impact. The other important thing is the Jupiter and the Saturn transit makes a lot of changes into people's life. It creates a lot of changes in the people's life across. So this Jupiter and Saturn transit and the Rahu Ketu transit, people do the remedial measure, especially the Saturn transit across, to bring prosperity, to bring a good health, to bring growth across. So astrological stubo point, acupuncture point are used for the enhancement of the worldly prosperity and the worldly growth cycle across. For example, the Russia and the Ukraine fought their battle because Mars and Venus was in co-joint, and it was co-joint again with the Saturn. So the war continued for some time. When the Mars and Venus got separated across, the Russian forces withdrew itself to Donbass and the Lutsk area across as a person. So therefore the astrology has an impact on the timing of the inauguration of the person. When George W. Bush Jr. took over the American presidency, I had warned about an imminent war with the people across, and it turned out to be the terror war with the Afghanistan and other places across. And therefore astrological timing is used for the enhancement of economic prosperity of the country. For example, in the Rajapakshes in Sri Lanka, there is a crisis where the food is not available, the current is not available, the petrol is of high thing. It can be brought about by a big change by doing the re-inauguration of the country's constitution and by doing re-inauguration of the presidency of Gotabaya, and which can have a very positive impact into a person's life across. So therefore, please understand that astrology can be used for economic prosperity and economic growth for time immemorial across. For example, the Russian economy is having a lot of trouble, a lot of difficulty across as a person. Now Vladimir Putin can do the re-inauguration of his presidency. He can take another oath of the presidency, and he can do the re-inauguration of the Kremlin palace, which will help him to sustain power, at the same time help in the Russia's prosperity across as a person. So therefore, these things can be used, astrological guidance, astrological parameters can be used across to produce the maximum impact across. For example, the babies which are coming out, which are having psychiatric problem, which are having mental issues, can be avoided greatly, and the number of the defective birth can be brought about by taking the astrological timing and doing the cesarean at the particular time. Now many people privately do that by taking an astrological timing and do it across. Now this can be done on a mass scale to bring intelligent children, to bring children of the higher consciousness, and when the association of Rahu Ketu is there, it is warned with people not to have babies at that particular point of time across. Now this can be a very valuable tool in bringing up negative ill health for people across. Now many people suffer psychiatric problem because the moon gets afflicted. The moon is associated with Rahu Ketu, the Lagna is associated with Rahu Ketu. So all these things can have a major negative impact into the nation's good health across. The other thing is, many people do surgery at a particular time. They call up and they ask, can we do surgery at a particular time? This can be enhanced in the mass level, where we put the surgery timings which can be done for many people across. Now this can have a very positive impact into the people's life across. So therefore, these are some of the economic and the applications of astrology across. The other one is the important weather predictions can be brought about, and the remedial measures can be done to enhance the rain, to bring down the drought, to bring down the famine. Like that it can be done across. For example, somebody gave me a Malawi's horoscope. Malawi's horoscope, Rahu Ketu, Mars, Saturn combines together, and it is a very disastrous horoscope across. They asked me, something can be done. I said no, you will have to re-inaugurate the particular presidency across as a person. So like that it can be used to bring about the prosperity and growth. For example, there has been an anti-Brahmin sentiment, for example anti-temple sentiment, because the Guru is in the 6th house of the country, and 6th house is the house of enmity. So many people consider Brahminical ritual, they are anti against it. So please understand that astrology has a multi-dimensional application. The prediction the future or using the future tools is one of the important thing. The other one is to understand the characteristic of the nation. For example, we are a lover of movies, entertainment, cricket, sports across, because the Lagna is in the Rishabha Lagna, the Lagna is in the Rahu. For example, if the nation Lagna were in Mithuna, our nation will be very intellectual, very interested in the intellectual activity. Just like the individuals have a character, the countries also has a a character and a particular desire across. So if we want our nation to be prosperous, we can ask all the chief minister to take up oath at a particular prosperous timing which can bring about across. Anyway they consult astrologers, anyway they consult other people across, so this can be done across. So please understand astrology as a multi-dimensional use in your spiritual life, in your business life, and in the economic activities of the world. So therefore I wish all of us were used to use this particular thing and to grow into a bigger thing across. Thank you.